Mm-hmm. What? Who's calling the landline? Hello?
Do you like to review scary movies?
As a matter of fact, I do. How did you know that? Do you follow me on YouTube?
It doesn't matter how I know Jeffrey. Do you want to play a game?
Wait, what? How did you know my name? Oh, well, if you follow me on YouTube, you would. And what was with that random Jigsaw reference there?
What? That isn't a Jigsaw reference. I made that shit up like 8 years before him.
Either way, what type of game are we talking about?
Well, let's play a movie trivia game.
Oh, I'm great at movie trivia. What kind of movies?
Scary movies, of course. Like I said at the beginning.
Well, no, you asked if I reviewed them. You didn't say if I liked them well enough so I could play movie trivia.
Wait, what? Just stop being difficult and let's play the damn game.
So do you mean like old school horror movies like Friday the 13th, Halloween, Scream, stuff like that?
Scream? What is that? You mean movies like Stab?
No, not Stab, nothing meta like that, like real horror movies, like franchises, Friday the 13th, you know, like I said, Halloween, stuff like that, Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Real movies? What are you talking about? Why are you trying to be so difficult? Let's just say all types of scary movies.
Alright, well, how about this? Would it even include new stuff like Hereditary, It Follows, Midsommar, stuff like that?
No, none of that pretentious bullshit.
Well, that's not... Well, let's at least agree that it's not going to be like bullshit sequels like Leatherface and crap like that.
No, of course, the real good stuff, not the lame sequels.
Okay, what about extreme movies? Are we going to do stuff like Serbian Film, Megan is Missing?
What's wrong with you? Who watches that shit? Just forget this. I'm out of here.
What? Oh well, since we're here and we're talking about horror films, why don't I go ahead for you guys and review Scream 2022, or Scream 5 as I like to call it. What are we waiting for? Let's go.
You ready for this? Never.
So hey YouTube, welcome back. Like I said, I'm going to be reviewing Scream 2022, or Scream 5 as I'm going to call it most of the time. And I'm going to do it, and I'm pretty sure I can do it with non-spoilers. So let's talk about Scream. I want to start off by saying, while I really like the whole Scream franchise, all the movies, especially the first one, the original one, I'm never going to consider this series of films my favorite horror franchise. I think I like Halloween first, and then probably Friday the 13th after that, way more than Scream. After the first Scream movie, I felt that most of the sequels spent too much time trying to be cute with all their meta references, and they included a lot of characters who are really hard to root for, especially against Ghostface. There are a lot of pretentious teenagers who acted like pure, let's say, they're just assholes, let's call it what it is most of the time. Hard to get behind those characters. I also feel that the Scream movies were maybe more like an adult version of Scooby-Doo. Now wait a minute, hear me out. They spent a lot of time with the bad guy chasing them, or them chasing after the bad guy, only to have some twist show up at the end, and then you have a big reveal, you know, like at the end of the Scooby episodes. In most of the Scream sequels, I also hated how you never really knew the true motives of the ultimate bad guy, because you didn't really know their connection to the other characters. Maybe like Billy's mother, or Sidney's half-brother. You didn't even know those people really existed until the twist was revealed. The person inside the Ghostface mask is always somebody different too, and they usually die at the end of the movie. I'm not going to tell you whether that happens in this one, obviously, or not. But either way, these films also felt a little less brutal and gruesome compared to some of the other horror franchises, you know, like Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street. It was basically the framework of a normal PG-13 horror movie with a half dozen like fucks, and then some blood thrown in there. You basically get people being shot and stabbed. Like, maybe other than Casey's boyfriend in the first one. If you see the uncut version of that, you actually see his guts fall out. But other than that, it's just some basic kills. So I'm here to say that Scream 5 corrects most of what I just said. You do still have that normal framework of a PG-13 movie where the killer, you don't really know their motive. You got a lot of suspects running around. You got that third act reveal, and then, you know, they fight the killer at the end, and then once he's revealed. So, hey, that's not really spoilers, right? That's really just like the formula for these movies. So I'm not giving too much away. So all that basic framework is still there. Well, to me, everything, though, in the middle seemed kind of fresh. Maybe it's because it's been 10 years since our last visit to Woodsboro, and then some of these characters.
Hello?
It's happening. 3 attacks so far. Do you have a gun?
I'm Sydney Prescott. Of course I have a gun.
And then all the other teenage characters or young characters, they aren't really assholes in this one. They have a good story behind them, and you actually care about some of these characters. Now, the legacy characters come along, like Dewey, Sydney, Gale, and they do fall into important roles within this plot. And it doesn't even feel forced. It feels kind of natural.
Whatever his link is to our past, it's pulled us all back here.
There are even some other side characters that are mixed in from the original series that kind of make this place feel like a home, that these people care for one another and want to help each other. I'll also say the kills are way more powerful and brutal in this one. There's some really like eye-closing kills in this one. I mean, like some knives going through necks and throats. Not going to give too much other than that, but watch out for that. The kills are brutal. Let's just say there's some great carnage candy, as other YouTube reviewers say. I will say also I love the fact that the creators, they throw in some great twists that you won't see coming, especially with some of those legacy characters. It may upset some hardcore fans depending on how you look at it, though. There's also tons of references and nods to almost every major character from the original film and maybe some of the other sequels. They have great respect for the Wes Craven classic that started all this. So I cannot recommend Scream 5 anymore. I just think it's awesome. I think it's on fire. I think it's going to be like where the hardcore fans and the casual fans both love it. It may be even the best Scream sequel since the first one. I'm not sure yet. Maybe I'll do a ranking once I sit down and think about it for a little while and I finally decide. But yeah, the movie's on fire. It's awesome. 2 thumbs up. So have you seen the new Scream? What do you think of it? Is it the best sequel out of all the sequels since the original? Let me know in the comments down below what you think. Let me know what your ranking order is before I do mine. So before I close out the video, like I said, I just want to do my normal thing and thank you guys for supporting the channel. Keep coming back for more. Keep liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing, doing all that normal YouTube stuff. And hit the notification bell. Not this guy again. Let me go deal with this. But either way, I'll close it out by saying this is JevMan316, your pop culture reporter, signing out saying you guys be safe out there.